program up just a little bit each night, gives everybody the same group to race with and everything like that. And, you know, I was talking, Blake and I were standing back there in the pits earlier, and, you know, the cars from last night to tonight, I mean, it's amazing that this thing is, whether it's like, you know, start of the Wild West shootout, whether it started down at Speed Weeks in Volusia, the World 100, the Super Nationals, everybody wants to come with a good-looking race car, and it's like going to the prom. Everybody's dressed their rides up for this weekend. There's some beautiful-looking cars here tonight.
There's some great ones getting set for action. Real quick note, previous car count record for the event for late models, 97 in the inaugural event in 2016. 119 officially have entered between last night and tonight, 58 mods. You mentioned Blake Anderson. Blake, you're in the infield. You're going to have front row seats all night long. As you walked across the track, did you notice anything different from last night at this time to tonight?
Yeah, standing at the top of the track in turn number 1, guys, and a lot more moisture in the racetrack this evening. We talked to Cody Summer yesterday. He told me after heat race, this track was perfect. If they could have dreamt the racetrack of what they wanted it to be, it was exactly where they wanted it to be. Moisture control. They can control a little bit more than they could in years past. Years past, we brought it into the dome, a lot of moisture in this dirt, where we were trying to pound some of that moisture out. This year, we can control it and kind of give us what we want. So I think tonight we're going to see even better racetrack than we saw a night ago. A lot more moisture, especially up here on the top side of the racetrack in turns 1 and 2. So hoping maybe by the end of the night we'll have some guys banging the fence, and Jared will be talking about sparklers in the building here at the Dome. Exciting night, a full field of cars, modifieds, late models. It's going to be fun. Derek Kessinger, where in the Dome are you?
Well, I'm over here in the pit area in turn number 2 with Illinois' firstborn son, the godfather of the Dome, Shannon Babb. And Shannon, Blake said it looks a little bit moisture. We talked about it before the interview. You say it's building up a curb up top.
Yeah, I'd say by each night that goes by, every race, they build up a little bit more curb. They had a really good base last night. These guys do a great job with the track, and they know what they need to do. Cody can sit back and watch, and they did. They added some more moisture to it. I think it's going to be really exciting tonight.
So you're not racing tonight. What is Shannon Babb's work schedule on this Friday?
Well, I elected to race last night because it's a lot of work to try to get it ready for Saturday. I didn't want to be pressed for time, and today we unloaded and just went over the car, try to make it a little bit faster and get prepared for Saturday. It looks like Bobby's got us covered right now, but we're gonna do everything we can to catch him.
Well, we got to talk about the heat race. You went to the top, past Fager there, got the party started. You gonna put on a show? The fans love you here. You ready for tomorrow night?
I am. I really am. I think by Saturday they'll have this track wide enough to where we can use our equipment for what we've got it tuned up to do. And like last night, it was just kind of a survival mode we all had to go into. But by Saturday, like I talked about, they'll have it really ready to rip.
Is your deck going to stay on this year?
I don't know. I'm gonna try to leave it together in one piece as long as I can, but we'll use it up by the time it's all said and done.
Ben and DJ, how many quarter panels is Shannon Babb going to go through tomorrow night?
Forget about quarter panels. Let's talk about that right side of that spoiler. It's coming off. It is coming off. Well, Shannon Babb, 5th last night, only the top 3 locked in. He'll have to try tomorrow night out of a qualifier or the new win and you're in last chance races. We'll talk more about that throughout the night. Something new added for tomorrow night. DJ, I talked to Cody Summer. He was actually the first person I ran into when I got into the building this morning. And he said last night we never took the tiller out there. We didn't take the water truck till after the races. He goes, we wanted to see what it would do last night because you never know, like Jerry talked about, as it cools down the concrete under it. You don't know how much moisture is actually in it till you start racing on it. He goes, we were very happy. They worked it until about 2 a.m. this morning. He said that it's got, obviously you can look at it from up here, it's got a ton more moisture. He said, we're going to work on it as needed tonight. He goes, but I have never been more confident in a racetrack that we've got. And hopefully it translates. And guys, it goes without saying, the late model feature might not have been what we wanted last night exactly. I mean, it was Sheppy early on making some moves. Tanner English side by side with Unziker. But, man, those mod heats, I would argue, for the best mod heats that I've seen all year.
Yeah, absolutely. And a couple things about this surface and this track, just to maybe remind or refresh the folks back home and the folks that are here as well. Number one, this is dirt that is used for any event in this arena, guys, that needs dirt. It doesn't matter if it's Supercross, monster trucks, Gateway Dirt Nationals, whatever. This is not, they cannot bring in, by regulation, they cannot bring specific clay, actual clay that you'd use at a racetrack in here to use to run this event. So they're kind of playing the hand that they're dealt there. Two, this dirt, Ben and Jerry, unless something has changed, this dirt usually sits outside all year long. And so depending on what the fall and winter has been like, to your point, Ben, that will dictate how much moisture is going to be in this dirt whenever they bring it in here. And so a lot of times, Kevin Gundaker and Cody Summer and the staff here, they really and truly, they got to play the hand that they're dealt. The racetrack is maxed out in terms of what they can do in terms of size. The racetrack cannot be any longer. It can't be any wider. The turns cannot be banked any higher. I know that there's a lot of folks that say, oh man, if you could just put another row of Jersey barriers up here, if you could just bank it more there, if you could just widen the straightaways out coming off the corners. Look, they have done this 6 years now. They know exactly what their limitations are. They know exactly how far they can push the envelope per the regulations of the Dome, and they've maxed out. And so this is what we got. And I tell you what, last night, J-Van, was as good as I've seen things, to Ben's point, and if it's half as good tonight as it was last night, I think we're in for a show.
Oh, it was, and it's kind of like we talked about, you're looking, when we prep racetracks outside, we're looking to get that hard pan, which is your base, and then you can work with it from there. Your hard pan here is very, very small. It's very thin. And just watching these guys that come in this morning, I know you've already yelled at me. We're going to have to get housekeeping up here. I did a track walk today because wanted to see what they've done a little different to the racetrack.
You did a track walk and brought the whole track in here.
This is why you can't have anything nice.
I know.
This is why.
But looking at the racetrack, somebody might say, well, why are they leaving the top like that? And it's just like Shannon Babb said. That is going to help build that curb at the top of the racetrack. Not that blowing the racetrack off to the top is always a bad thing, but you got to, as a racer, as a race fan, and everybody, you got to have that little bit of cushion up there against the fence for him to run off of, and that's what they're kind of looking for and getting things going. So, and just like last night, they're going to stay on top of it all night. They're going to watch this thing, and as it changes, they're going to keep after it.
Real quick, I know Derek Kessinger is with a guy that I talked to earlier, and Derek, I talked to this guy earlier, and he told me, he said, I don't know anything about the Dome, but I do know that we can't get rained out. Suave, who is that guy that you've got?
Well, don't jinx us, Dustin Jarrett, but we got the original Crew Diary star, Randall Edwards. First time in the Dome. He even said yesterday, just watching, you got the blood flowing.
Oh, yeah. Like when I walked up here yesterday and when they took off, I was like, man, this is pretty cool, So, we're excited to be here. Like people's asked us all year if we're coming, and it's like we just decided to come. I think we've raced 118 or 119 races, so might as well make it another one.
How are you going to contain Turbo this week?
I'm not.
Yeah, you're not. You got Pooter with you this week, and you got the whole original crew with you.
Yeah, we probably needed a little help to, maybe put the decks and stuff back in. But no, it's all good. He's going to go out there and put on a show.
Guys, Randall Edwards has been everywhere in the country crew chiefing, making his debut here in St. Louis.
Well, we saw Tyler here a few years ago in a modified. He and Kyle Bronson were teammates.
That's right.
For the JHA team. And one thing I know is I don't know anybody in dirt track racing has rebuilt more decks over the past 5 years than Randall Edwards. There could be a new one going tonight. We were joking about that in the pit area.
Hey, look,
there
us.
we go. There we go. Hello, everybody. But, yeah, I tell you what, Turbo was excited to be here. He's been in the mod, never been here in a late model. And he's going to be a guy tonight. With it juiced, he's going to like what he said. Look at that, right on cue. Our camera people are the best. And he's sitting down there next to the one, the only. Is that Super Shep next to him?
That is not.
It should be.
It should be. No, Super Shep is in the old Sheppy.
That's
V5,
right.
5S.
But he's sitting down there, and we'll see what he can do, man. Turbo likes to gas her up. He likes, and we'll see what he can do. In the modified, it was a war the year he was here in a modified.
There's Super Shep.
There,
I think it was
5S.
Max Nelson.
It was,
that
yes,
that
it
you
was.
saw. There's Super Shep right there.
How cool
yes.
is it that Super Shep's back racing again?
How good does Super Shep do in that race back at Fairbury that we saw him earlier this year?
Not
That
bad.
Castrol FloRacing Night in America show.
Not bad.
It was really good.
And it's cool to see guys like that getting back into racing because we see so many guys get away from racing. So Steve Shepard, if you don't know, that's Brandon's dad, and he came back around midseason. I think he kind of did a start and park situation for an event somewhere, And I think it kind of got the blood flowing again. And next thing you know, he's got a race car. He's ready to rock.
He'd been out of the race car 8 years, other than I think one one-off in that time frame.
Yes.
He had been out of the race car for 8 years. There's a look at the Racing Electronics flag stand and our very own Kyle McGowan.
It was like an astronaut.
He does look like an astronaut. He cannot hear us because he's got the helmet on, and he is about to tweet his flow seat, Ben. He's going to use the hashtag tweet your flow. There you are. Hey, Kyle, give us a wave. You are on camera. Nope, he can't.
No, he says, I'm just turning the wheel and caution lights on.
Yeah, that's right. The car's fired up. He can't hear us anymore.
Oh, there he gave us a wave.
Kind of a wave. It was like a half wave.
Or maybe that was waving the cars on the racetrack for hot laps.
Well, that might
Yeah,
have
what
been
about
as well.
we are 1 minute away, and you know Kelly Carlton's next door. When one minute away, you hear the engines fire up, and they're waving them out to the racetrack.
Let's go.
3 o'clock on the nose now, and it is Friday afternoon. We're in St. Louis, Missouri, the Dome at America Center, and we've got Comp Cam Super Late Models making their way to the Speedway.
Not the Comp Cam Super Late Model Series.
Super Dirt Late Model, but hey, we got Chris Sullivan in the house.
Chris Sullivan is here. I
series.
did CHP here. I can vouch for it. He does not have as much money as he had before attending Tim Crawley's Toys for Tots benefit there last week.
And he doesn't even have any permanent possessions either that he didn't have before that.
There's a look at Zanesville, Ohio's Todd Brennan, the first driver out on the Speedway in the Hot Shot 107 Wheeling Auto Body. Runkle Brennan Motorsports, number 20 behind him, the driver we just talked about. Out of New Waverly, Texas, in the Roberts B Company Best Performance Motorsports, BulkMaterialLift.com. Number 1, that is Turbo Tyler Erb. Tyler Erb in the 1.
There's Max Nelson out there. Now, Chad Fouquet owns that car. That is a former John Canta car.
Oh.
Chad's bought it to drive next year, but it's going to be Minnesota's Max Nelson in that MB Customs number 5. And behind him, Austin Horton in car 16, a powerhouse out of Georgia. And he is going to be in the Wars towing car number 16 as we got our first green flag of the night. Also in this set, we'll have the 417 of Jesse Lowe, tiny little 4 in that 17, the Crossville, Tennessee driver.
Thank you. I was looking for that.
Yes,
No wonder why I didn't see Jesse down in the pits.
Yeah, and then we've got Chris McKeon in the 21M, the Winder, Georgia driver. As guys getting up to speed, first set of hot laps are tonight. And who sponsors the hot laps, DJ?
This, of course, is Dirt Draft Hot Laps. If you have not yet done so, I would highly encourage you to set your DirtDraft.com lineups. And I just remembered, I have set my late model lineup for the night already. I've not set my modified lineup, though.
Caution on the Speedway. And how about that first time in a super late model at the Dome? Fastest by half a second. In that set, it was Tyler Erb, 11.494 for the Texas native, now residing in Ohio. That Best Performance Motorsports entry. Tyler Erb, a 10-time winner this year. Finished 5th in the Castrol FloRacing Night in America standings with us. And the Rocket XR1 Clements powered entry, next set of cars, get set to make their way out here in Comp Cam's super late model dirt draft hot laps. 54 cars today, guys, 6 heat races.
And by the way, 11.494 is almost 1 full second faster than Bobby Pierce's fast time yesterday.
If you're paying attention.
Bobby Pierce set a 12.333 yesterday in qualifying, an 11.4 laid down by Turbo. There's Nikki Pennington out of Charleston, West Virginia.
Yeah, and
actually out of Moorhead, Kentucky now.
Yes,
Formerly out of West Virginia. And the Lightning McQueen Kryptonite race car behind him in the Colton Miller Motorsports number 19M out of Hawkinsville, Georgia. That will be Will Harrington, and they're followed out by one more driver.
Yep, that's
out of Cohasset, Minnesota. That is Zach Wohler. Zach Wohler's in the 71.
First time to the Dome behind him. Great looking race car. That's Oscar McCown, the Kryptonite. Bo Beverly's Racing Engine entry out of Whitesburg, Kentucky. 7 wins on the year, all in the mud. And behind him, Tennessee racer Jaden Frame with 5 wins on the year. Out of Deckard, Tennessee, in the Capital Vic Hill Power, Teddy's Lawnmower Sales and Service, J8. And car 32 rolling off into turn number 1. That'll be Derek Fetter out of Troy, Missouri. The Rocket by Cordy, Creason Racing Engine, F&S Collision race car. And man, we got some new faces in this set. How about first time here for Nikki Pennington? And you gotta love the Lightning McQueen look on the 95 car. 6-time winner in 2022.
Now calling Moorhead, Kentucky home as the driver of the 95, Nikki Pennington, and group number 2 of DirtDraft.com hot laps have made their way out on the racetrack, and Derek Fetter will go around down in turns 1 and 2.
Well, Derek's one of those guys, I think he's missed a year or 2, but he was one of the original Dome entries back in 16. And of course, Derek out of Detroit, Missouri. We saw Chris Fetter. I think Chris raced with us last night.
He did race with us last night, the 15.
Will Harrington rolling past the flag stand. He was a driver last night. He was drinking a little beer. He actually found beer that they didn't even sell at the venue last night. Somebody brought him one. He wanted a little Busch Light.
He did. I saw Will actually after the races last night and talked to him and asked him if that was the same Busch Light that he had when Derek Kester talked to him, and he said that was definitely not the same one. I think Will's exact words were, that Busch Light was a few beers ago.
Now, he had emptied a warehouse at that point.
Yes.
So everybody getting back up to speed. The Comp Cam's late models here in Dirt Draft Hot Laps. Nikki Pennington, the Kentucky driver, was third, but was second. Now he's back to third. Will Harrington second. Again, these are just hot laps. Oh, hang on to it. As right now, the 32 of Derek Fetter having all kinds of issues in the dome so far, as he will spin that white 32. We'll see if we give these drivers any more laps or if that will wrap up that set of hot laps for the Comp Cam's late models. So DJ will have Group A and B again. Group A will make up heat races 1, 2, and 3. Group B will make up heat races 4, 5, and 6. Those will be 8 laps apiece. The top 2 move off to the feature out of those. We'll have 2 B mains. We'll take the top 3 out of those for the late models. Meanwhile, the modifieds, well, it's going to be hot lap qualifying for them tonight. And that is going to be presented by Weir's Machine. Hot lap qualifying going to be Twisted Tech in the late models. And we'll have 4 modified heats. Top 4 out of the mod heats move off to the feature. 1 modified B main. The top 2 out of that one move on. The late model feature tonight, 25 laps. Top 3 lock into tomorrow night's big show. And in the modifieds, it'll be a 20-lap feature, 3,000 to win. Top 3 move off to the big show. And then tomorrow, everybody from last night tonight that continues to want to play in the dirt in the dome, they'll be seeded into qualifiers determined by their performance on their prelim nights.
You just reminded me to set my dirt draft lineup. Blake, go ahead. Nope, just missed him. My fault. I was setting my my dirt draft modified lineup, man. So
Good job.
Yeah, thank you.
Good man.
Hey, by the way, for those of you that are not subscribers or members of Dirt Draft, don't forget you can. Oh, you?
That's me.
What you said that
Show
you,
me. So
okay. So here's what you do.
Yeah,
You go
okay.
to dirtdraft.com.
Okay, hang on. I'm going
now
there.
go to actually, if you go to do this, Jay, man, go to dirtdraft.com/FloRacing.
Oh,
you get.
Should I do it from my computer or my phone?
You will get 2, not 1, but you will get 2 T-shirts. Okay, you will get 2 T-shirts. One will be a Dirt Draft T-shirt.
Okay, so
the second will be either a FloRacing shirt, a Lucas shirt. Dirtdraft.com. Yeah, there you go. You're the only one up here that has internet. /FloRacing.
FLORACING.
Yep, very good.
Did I
Yep.
spell it right?
You spelled it right.
Apparently, after last night with the barometric pressure, I'm not good with
yeah,
words.
no, some people put a W in flow. That is not how you.
Okay,
you got
I'm
it.
here,
There
I'm
you
here,
go.
okay.
Sign up.
Yeah, I'm going to sign up.
It's like $6.99 a month, and you bet fake money, but you get points based on how well you do.
Do you have me a promo code?
Yeah, FloRacing.
Okay,
use the promo code FloRacing.
FloRacing.
I tell you what, you do that. I'm going to get this next group of drivers that are making their way out on the track. They're led out by the Pleasant Plains, Illinois driver, the 27. That is Greg Kimmons. Greg Kimmons in the 27. He'll be followed out by the driver out of Sheboygan Falls, Wisconsin in the 19J. Ooh. The black 19J, that is going to be
Justin Green.
Justin Green. That is Justin Green.
I got a good story on that car we'll talk about. You give the rest of the lineup.
That sounds good. Cody Bauer, Chad's son, Cody Bauer behind him in the 19X, the Michigan driver. He'll be followed out by another Michigan native in the 354 out of Portage, Michigan. That is Chris Nash. 2 other drivers on the Speedway in the Nice Motorsports 42. That is NASCAR Camping World Truck Series star Carson Hocevar. Also out of Portage, Michigan, one final driver on the track for this 3rd session of Dirt Draft Hot Laps. And that will be the driver of, I believe that's Bob Seidner in that 15 that's on the Speedway, rolling past the flag stand, the Springfield, Illinois driver. And those are the 6 drivers that will take to the track for this session of Dirt Draft Hot Laps. Again, Tyler Erb, the quickest right now, at an 11.494. Jayden Frame was quickest in that last session with an 11.819. Will Harrington third right now with an 11.837. I lied. I said $6.99. Looks only $5.99.
Yeah, but I can just do. I mean, I can do it all for $59.95. So I'm doing it
annually. Yes.
Hey, that Justin Green kid. He used to race with a buddy of mine at Plymouth. Cole Fensky raced Sport Mod back home. Him and Cole Fensky about 6 years ago battled for a 4-cylinder Sport Compact Championship. He had it won. Cole was down. He had to finish 5 spots ahead of him. 2 weeks before, Justin Green took the lead, or took the points lead because Cole broke a right rear tire off. Championship night, Justin goes to Heartbreak Hotel. Loses the right rear with 1 to go. Loses the championship by guess how many points?
1.
5.
5. I was guessing 1.
Yeah. But then they decided they just wanted to build a race car in the garage. That thing from the ground up, home built on the 19. They decided to go buy the equipment to do it.
I mean, why not?
I mean, if I was going to build one, that's how I'd do it.
Absolutely.
Nah, I'd probably buy one and have somebody just own it for me.
Also not a bad option. All right. Well, it's the other 19. Cody Bauer, the quickest driver in that warm-up session. Bauer, the Farwell, Michigan driver, 5th right now overall with a 1:1.950 turbo. Still atop the leaderboard with an 11.494 here in DirtDraft.com hot laps. But no, okay, so there you are. You got your credit card out. You've used the promo code FloRacing,
yeah,
right?
I've done
Okay,
that. So
there you go.
Let's see, I gotta choose the right card. I
And
mean,
you do
I
fantasy,
guess
you do fantasy racing on my race
I
pass.
do my
I know
race
that.
pass. I've won
you'll
2
like
championships on that.
You'll like this a lot. You'll like Dirt Draft a lot.
Maybe I should have just had the Speedway pay for this.
Okay, actually, and for those of you that want Jerry's credit card number, it is
5403OU812.
Next group of cars making their way out on the Speedway for Dirt Draft Hot Laps. Riley Knoll out of Lake Michigan and going to lead this group out in the 07. Followed out by the driver of the Rick Martis owned number 2, that all-black number 2 in turns 3 and 4, ladies and gentlemen, out of Dresden, Ohio. That'll be Devin Moran. Devin Moran behind the wheel of the black number 2 that is now making his way into turns 1 and 2. A few other drivers on the track for this hot lap session. Looks to be the Joe Denby owned number 27 out of Dawsonville, Georgia. That is Donald McIntosh. Donald McIntosh in the 27. A couple other drivers on the track for this hot lap session include
Timothy Welch in the T56,
Thank
Megan
you.
Sanders in the 8 car out there.
And we saw her sister race last night, Rachel Carpenter.
We did. And the 47 car, first time that we've ever seen him at the Dome, that'll be Kyle Forgy out of Lewisburg, Kentucky.
So those are the 6 drivers on the track for this next session of DirtDraft.com hot laps. You're in, Jerry. You got it.
I'm almost there.
You are officially a Dirt Draft member.
Oh, I feel like I've joined this elite club or something.
You
and
are
I
an
got
elite
T-shirts.
club. You are an elite club. You get 2 free T-shirts.
Look at that.
Devin Moran, 11th quick overall, 12.094 in that all-black number 2 that you see on the Speedway. He was the fastest driver of the 6 cars in that hot lap session. Still Tyler Erb atop the leaderboard here in Dirt Draft Hot Laps with an 11.494.
Do I have to go out and get the app now?
Yes, I would highly recommend getting the
Awesome.
app. You should definitely get the app.
Well, so far, 54 cars signed in tonight. We've had 24 registered times here in the CompCam's late models as the next set of cars roll their way onto the Speedway. And again, a lot of great cars here in action here this weekend. Some familiar faces, some new ones. And the first car coming out, that'll be Lance Bracington out of Lexington, South Carolina, the Kryptonite Rankin Race Engine 11B. And behind him, car 41, that'll be Casey White out of Greenwood, Indiana, the CJ Rayburn. That's the last chassis CJ Rayburn built.
Wow.
That number 41 in turn number 3.
It's Austin Seelig in the 144 on the Speedway, the Millersport Ohio driver, and that kind of hard to read reflective gold numbers on the back straightaway. I see the Roberts Racing 58, formerly out of Las Cruces, New Mexico, Garrett Alberson.
Scott Simple at the flag stand of Arvada, Colorado in the 77, the Shaw race car.
And the former Fairbury Speedway track champion, Mike Spatola out of Manhattan, Illinois in the 89.
Well, he was also his 2022 and 21, yep.
Yes, two-time now.
As right now, guys, racetrack starting to widen out just a little bit. Tyler Erb early with a lot of moisture, still the fastest lap in 11.494. Well, we saw last year Garrett Alberson, who was 12th fastest overall in Dirt Draft Hot Laps, set quick time. Mechanical issues forced him to scratch from the rest of the weekend, and they're looking for better luck to start the week and to continue the weekend here at Dirt in December. Garrett Alberson, the 2022 O'Reilly Auto Parts Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series Rookie of the Year, and he also raced with us all year on Castrol FloRacing Night in America 6th, and that Ken and Beth Roberts own number 58. Great looking race car, and I tell you what, great family. Saw Kathy, Craig, his parents down in the pit area. Kathy had her Wild West shootout shirt on. She said, I'm already promoing. I'm promoing. And of course, they live in Las Cruces. The racetrack's about 20 minutes from their house in Vado, New Mexico, and they're excited. Garrett picked up a thrilling win back in January, which, by the way, feels like 98 months ago.
Was that the one you did not see him make the pass?
I did not see him. That was when Marler and Pierce got together. I missed it.
That has got to be one of our finish of the year candidates in the year-end Dirt on Dirt.com awards, right? I mean,
well, yes, there were so many memories from that night. Next set of cars coming out, it's Holt Summit, Missouri's Cody Holtkamp in the 23. And behind him, how about it? He's now a 2-time champion of his event out of Parkersburg, West Virginia. It's Tyler Carpenter in the Holdren Construction Hardcore Fishing Game Eisner-powered Kryptonite race car. 16-time winner this year is Tyler Carpenter. Behind him in the car 127, that'll be Robert Ardrey out of Laverne, Tennessee, the Rayburn by Schlenk, Ardrey Motorsports, KAW Flooring. In the 29, that'll be the Chrome Dome, Jason Welshin out of Maryville, Tennessee, a 6-time winner this year, the 2022 Crate Racing USA Touring Late Model Champion. The 1C, the driver out of Colbert, Georgia, Kenny Collins, a 6-time winner this year in the Coltman Farms, Brady Farms, Special Needs School of Gwinnett. Durham-powered Longhorn for Kenny Collins. He was a driver that had a good run in his debut at the Dome last year. And I believe one more car out there, I believe from the Baker family.
I believe that is Max Baker in that one, yes.
Max Baker, the 1M out of Moshheim, Tennessee, the Cornet-powered Rocket by Bad Company. Mark it down.
Yes, Rocket by Bad Company. That's what I had on mine, too. I don't want to know. I don't want to know what Bad Company has done to that Rocket.
Oh, man. Maybe they just like the band. They're a big music fan.
They could. It might be. It might be.
It could be. Well, Tyler Carpenter, how about that, DJ? This late in Dirt Draft Hot Lap, 6th fastest. Tyler Carpenter trying to become the first driver to win this race 3 times. He and Bobby Pierce have both won it twice, and you see him on your screen. Great looking race car for the 28. He's got driving shoes on tonight. No Hey Dudes. You had Hey Dudes on last night.
I had my Hey Dudes on last night. Yeah, well, I didn't want anyone to think that I was biased, or anything like that. So I wore the Hey Dudes last night on Tyler's off night. I went with the On Clouds here this evening.
You weren't rooting for Chris Carpenter last night? I mean,
well, okay. All right, next group of drivers are making their way out on the speedway, and they're going to be led out by T-Rev, Trevor Gundaker out of St. Charles, Missouri, in the number 11. He'll be followed out by the driver, the regular at Marion Center Speedway, runs at Dog Hollow Speedway as well in the 5L. That's John Lee. John Lee in that good-looking number 5L, real strong runner in Western Pennsylvania in that entry. A few other drivers that you see on the racetrack. Scott Bloomquist, been out of Mooresburg, Tennessee, in the lower right-hand part of your screen. He's made his way on the speedway. Also, that's Justin Carter out of Charleston, West Virginia, in the white number 2. And Bloomquist with trouble already in the hot rod septic entry.
Oh, no.
And they're going to try to get him pushed off the racetrack.
I mean, you can't even make it up at this point. He just cannot catch a break this year.
No, he sure can't.
Oh, man.
No, he sure can. I missed one of the Knowleses out there, Benji.
Well, we've also got Andy Picklesheimer out there out of Ottawa, Georgia.
Out of Ottawa. Same hometown as our good friend Riley Hickman.
That's right, who sponsors Jason Welshin, who we just saw out on the racetrack. And that'll be Jody Knowles out there, I believe, the 66 car out of Tyrone, Georgia. We got Jody and Dylan in action. Dylan's car has the green on it. Jody, the Lamar Hunt Racing Engine Rocket XR1. Clayton Signs entry, 3.604 late model wins on the year. I think they all came at Bristol. He probably wishes they covered dirt in Bristol year-round.
It's like Jody Knowles, the fastest driver in that hot lap session, Ben. 12.172, 15th quick overall right now after, let's see, after 40 drivers have taken to the track in Dirt Draft hot laps.
All right, so 14 more, roughly. I'd say 13 because Bloomquist did not get a lap up to speed. And gosh, man, he's going to head back to the pit area, try to get that car ready.
The inaugural Gateway Dirt Nationals winner,
and it's gone downhill for him here since then. In the Twisted Tech qualifying coming up shortly. Up next, we talked about him a little while ago, Super Shep. Steve Shepard out of New Berlin, Illinois, the Rocket XR1 Pro Power Racing Engine, Kaiser Manufacturing 5S, rolling out of turn number 2. And behind him, that's going to be Ruben Mayfield, the Lenore City, Tennessee driver, the B&B Racing Engine Black Diamond race car. And behind him, final ride in the Double Down Motorsports 71, that's Hudson O'Neill, an 8-time winner this year. The Double Down Motorsports Lazy Days RV, O'Neill Salvage and Recycling, Lucas Oil, VP Racing Fuel 71.
He'll be followed out by the Severna Park, Maryland driver. That's Kyle Lear in that blue number 151. Behind him, 50-plus years of racing for Mr. Harry Hansen, the Evelyn, Minnesota driver in the number 7. And one other driver on the track, I believe that's Justin Reed's number 55. You have the Camp Point, Illinois driver.
Yeah, different ride for him.
Yeah.
It's the Wilson Plumbing Supply, number 55, 4-time winner this year.
Normally in the 1ST.
Yes, sir. I love Harry Hansen has a little sexy on there. Move over, Cody Overton. Move
Get out
over,
of the way, Cody. Get out of the way,
He said,
Brandon.
I'm 67. I am 4 times your age. Out of the way, Cody.
67 years old and has been racing 50 years now, Mr. Harry Hansen.
Man, very cool people. Got to talk to him in the pit area. They've got Santa with an electric guitar on top of their hauler down
Not
there.
Harry. Harry is not on top of the car, no. You also got your picture taken with the gorilla that is at Patrick Daniels.
Well, it's a monkey. It's a monkey drinking a beer.
Well,
yeah,
close. I saw it last night.
They had to pick him up. He had too much last night, fell off on the ground. They put him back on the pit box.
Oh, no.
They said, apart from the race car, Patrick loves that monkey drinking the beer more than anything, and that sounds like a challenge for one of us to take it from him.
There is 0% chance. The Daniel brothers will hunt me down without a doubt.
There's some big old Texas boys. All right, next set of cars making their way out to the speedway. And this will be, I believe, Jody. No, we had Jody out there a little while ago.
That's Dylan Knowles. That's Dylan in the black 66. He'll be followed out by Nathan Carpenter out of Parkersburg, West Virginia in the 218. Following him, Mike Provenzano.
Nightmare Before Christmas on that race car.
I love it. I love it. I was checking that car out in the pit area yesterday. It looks really good. Looks really, really good. Is Mike Provenzano. Daniel Jacob, he does not have the Hulkamania
it's
wrap
Back to the Future. He's got Marty McFly on there.
Nice.
And behind him, the guy with the monkey that drinks beer in the pit area, the 75 car of Patrick Daniel. Not Willis Point, Texas, DJ. Wills Point.
Wills Point, Texas. The 2019 Gateway Dirt Nationals pole sitter, Patrick Daniel.
He's confident, too. He's already sent us the song he wants for his intro. He's that confident.
That's right. That's right. Shout out to the Daniel brothers down there. Dustin Daniel and those guys got a very successful crate late model series going in Texas. They've started up and has really kind of revived racing there a little bit this year. One other driver on the track, Ben, rolling down the back straightaway in that purple and white number 44 out of Weston, Ohio. That's Colin Shipley. Colin Shipley, the regular to Attica Raceway Park and Oakshade Raceway. Colin Shipley, the youngster. I think Colin is 15 or 16. He might be 16 now in the 44.
Got the Domination race car. Jim White Honda sponsor on the side. As this should be the final set of Comp Cam Super Late Model Hot Laps. Again, Tyler Erb went out early, fastest time that we saw. And looking to see if any of these drivers can break in about the top 15. Nobody really moving the needle right now. The racetrack slowed down, obviously, a little bit. And the checkered flag is out. So checkered flag is out on Dirt Draft Hot Laps for the Comp Cam Super Late Models. We're going to step aside for just a second. When we come back, we're going to have Twisted Tech qualifying for the Comp Cam Super Late Models Night 2 here at the Dome. Castrol Gateway Dirt Nationals presented by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Hey race fans, if you like fantasy sports, you're going to love Fantasy Dirt Track Racing on DirtDraft.com. With over 500 events each year covering all the major series, you work on earning points that can be spent in the speed shop for everything from tickets to events, streaming subscriptions, different experiences, t-shirts, hats, backpacks, you name it. There's a ton of stuff available in it. How do you earn points? Simple. Each race you have a $100,000 salary cap, and drivers are valued based on their performance. Better drivers cost more, and drivers that are struggling, well, they cost a little bit less. You need to pick 5 drivers staying under that $100,000 salary cap and then hope they all make the feature and they all finish up front because your team is competing against hundreds of other teams picked by players just like you. Points are awarded based on where your combined team finishes, so if you're up front, you get lots of points. If you're bringing up the rear, well, hey, at least you get a few points for your effort. The best part is, not only are you vying for a win each race, you're also competing on season-long leaderboards and mini-series, official series championships, and more, all to win actual trophies and awards. You gotta get your team locked in before the first heat race starts, and then it's game on. Visit DirtDraft.com or download the Dirt Draft app today.
Welcome back to the Dome at America's Center as we get set now for Twisted Tech qualifying for the Comp Cam Super Late Models. And again, this is the way that we'll line up Group A is heat races 1, 2, and 3, and Group B will be heat races 4, 5, and 6. Blake Anderson or Derek Kessinger or just a hot mic.
All right, Drake Troutman. Sorry, guys. Sorry. I'm not used to it yet. Yeah, my bad. Feature winner last night, Drake Troutman. 24 hours almost after your big victory. How are you feeling today?
We're feeling pretty good. It's happy to be able to relax here a little bit today and not have to worry about getting locked in. So, hopefully draw a good field tomorrow and start up front and give it all we got.
How important, how big is it that you got your big win? You said that the last couple of months has been kind of a struggle for you and your race team just to get a bounce back in a stage like that.
Oh, it's definitely huge. I told these guys before this deal, then that canceled out the last couple of months of bad luck. So, you know, I think we got a good piece, and I think we got a car capable of winning it. We just got to get all our P's and Q's lined up, and I think we'll be all right.
Ben and DJ, he is ready for Saturday night, looking for that big payday for the finale.
Yeah, tell Drake I apologize for not picking him last night, too.
He said, I can't believe you didn't pick me. And I said, did you see the guy I picked? He fell backwards. I walk away from there. Harrison's crew starts yelling at me for picking him because Harrison went backwards. I said, when we pick you, things could be going bad.
Look, and you can pick on Mike Harrison. Do not pick on the dog, though.
No.
Do not pick on that dog.
No, do not. All right. Well, we're getting set now, as we said, for Twisted Tech late model qualifying. Not only do you get the pole for your heat race if you're quick time, you get one of those awesome bikes. You can see it. There's one sitting down there in Victory Lane, FloRacing Victory Lane.
I still really want one of those bikes.
I want one too. I think they're pretty cool. I'm going to have to get one. All right. Your first qualifier is going to be Todd Brennan out of Zanesville, Ohio. The Clements-powered Rocket XR1, Hot Shot 107, Wheeling Auto Body, Jiffy Lube entry. One win on the year. That came at Muller Raceway Park. I understand DJ, he has brand new Longhorns he's picking up in a couple of weeks, and Todd Brennan will be debuting those at Speed Weeks. He's got the Rocket here this weekend, though. Your second qualifier is going to be Tyler Erb out of New Waverly, Texas. The Clements-powered Rocket XR1, bulk material lift, first-class septic, Geyers, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram, Roberts Speed Company, and M&W Transport, along with Turbo Threads, all sponsors on that 1T for Tyler Erb. Your third qualifier, he said, I'm very excited to be here. Don't put too much pressure on me, so here we go. Jesse Lowe out of Crossville, Tennessee. And Jesse, largely in his career, a crate late model, limited late model competitor, and he is here in a Masters build. He's got a Vic Hill engine courtesy of Joe Denby. And I tell you what, we talk about people that help